All right, welcome back to stream. We're gonna get some shit going, um, real nice and smooth. Uh, Mix a lot. Yeah, fuck. I have to like control things so I can. So that's basically inaudible. If we go to there, the second I start seeing the black lines, there we go. There, the second I start seeing the black lines, there we go. No, that's also still too quiet, which is really annoying. You go to 40, does that work? Okay. And then I'll quiet it there. You go to 40, does that work? Okay. And then I'll quiet it there. I heard for like half a second. So we'll keep waiting. Um so I want to be able to hear audio like this. Boom boom boom, 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 boom. Okay, cool. This is good enough audio to hear. Then I'll quiet it. counters. You do it again, now there's 10 counters because you doubled the 5. And then on your next turn, it would be 13 counters. Then you do it again, and now it's, and now it would be 13 double 26 counters. So you can very clearly, and that's with just those 3 cards, not including any other cards that you say attack with or that tap for abilities or whatnot. So it can very quickly kind of spiral into all of a sudden you have 20, 50, 200. Like you can just really ramp with that card if you play it right and if you get lucky pulls. Obviously, that's one of the big things is getting lucky pulls, being lucky enough to be able to actually pull every single one is the tough thing. But yeah, so we have Gala Greeters. Was that one card that was just and I guess they give you that one as like a gimme, which I mean is fine. Um, Streets of New Capenna, and it's the Foil 451. It's a 38-cent card. I mean, I imagine it wouldn't be worth much just because it's it came like for free. I mean, not for free, but it's not part of the packs. So it's kind of like a gimme card. But I don't know if they changed up what the gimme card is. So that's neither here nor there. So we're going to get these out of the way. And then I'm just going to grab out 3 packs to begin with. These seem way firmer than the Neon Dynasty packs that I had. So we'll see what that exactly means. But cool. So we'll start with or actually I want to keep these off to the side. We'll start with our first pack. Now these are, as per usual, draft packs. So 15 cards, and you're going to be getting not the most expensive or fancy cards. You're not going to be getting any older cards. You're basically getting what is in, in this and stuff. But still, I think it's nice. So Secret Lair Drop Series. I don't know what the deal is with Secret Lair, but apparently some people like it, some people don't. I'm not entirely sure as to what it all is, but anywho. So we're gonna go. So we have Calladia Strongarm. Sorry, called Bea. Revel Ruiner, Backstreet Bruiser, Revelation Hour, Plasma Jockey, Penna Express, Rakish Revelers. Ooh, wait, hold on a second. Well, no, I'd have to change like half my deck if I'm going to use that. Strangle. Yes, I love Strangle. It is such a simple card, and I love it. Just deal 3 damage to a creature. I love that. Ooh, Cabaretti Initiate, Sky Scryer, Lagrell the Magpie. Whoa. That's a weird looking one. And then Unlucky Witness, Fatal Grudge, Dollar Greeters again, and an island. Oh, and a copy token. Copy token, probably the least useful. Well, they're a semi-useful token, depending. But cool. I'm gonna add all these in back there.
Thanks. Hey, wait a minute. Aren't you Steve
Alright.
from Smashville?
Yeah, I am.
His land.
Do you think I could get your number or something?
Set is SMC, Streets of Capenna, and it is, yeah, the rolling one. Cool. Yeah, well, I have the shitty version, so it's a 2-cent card. I guess people aren't clamoring for it. Capenna Express. I don't know if it's pronounced Capenna or Capena, but wait, what's the fucking difference? This doesn't have the little thingy. Um, damage to any target. I like that. That's a nice card. And then we have a basic land and a treasure token. Woo! Quickly print off or pull up the deck list. The deck list. Oh, it's a 2-cent card. Yippee, Masked Bandits. Um, Witness Protection. That way I can just quickly pull up anything that I might need. Ooh, this is a 26-cent card. What does it do for it to be worth that value? So 1 blue enchantment, an aura enchantment, which are not my favorite, but enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a green-white citizen creature with base power and toughness 1 named a legitimate business person. It loses all other colors, card types, creature types, and names. Why the fuck would you play that? Ever? Or unless you can play this on other opponents. If you can play that on opponent cards, that's fucking pimp. But if you can't, why the fuck would you ever play that? Deal gone bad. Deal gone bad. There we go. Streets of New Capenna. Oh, it's also in Ravnica Clue Edition. Glittermonger. I guess glitter is a code name for a drug or something. I don't fucking know. Streets of New Capenna is kind of weird because it's like obviously pulling off of like this like 1920s sort of vibe. But still is very much like, yeah, there's elves and orcs and shit. It's just like, what? Because anytime you bring backup agent, anytime you bring fantasy elements into a more modernist world, to me it kind of fails some things. Like, don't get me wrong, like there's still obviously humans within fantasy worlds, and therefore they're gonna want to get the edge up on, magically inclined species or stronger or longer living species. So they're gonna want to get an upper hand on them. And so it only makes sense that technology would advance how advances in our own world, and also other species, but obviously take advantage of that to some degree. Um, but at the same time, like to have both of them like be really there and really involved to me is a bit strange. I mean, I'm not doubting that it is totally a thing that would happen. It's just strange to me, just a touch strange. Um, Also, I kind of find it crazy that Magic, their official like co-partner in terms of card protection is Ultra Pro, rather than Dragon Shield, who is like the community standard in a lot of things. Now, don't get me wrong, I use Dragon Shield mats for my outer sleeves, but that's the only thing I use from Dragon Shield. Everything else for me, I use KMC for my storage and inner sleeves. Um, and then my playmat's just like some generic shit. I want to get a playmat from Inked, because I really like custom playmats and stuff, and I don't like a lot of the artwork on some like pre-artwork ones. Like, yeah, they're neat and all, but they're all themed after the game. And I don't want one that's themed after the game. I want one that just has a nice piece of artwork or photography or something on it that like really grabs me and makes me feel good. So that's one of the things that I'm like not a big fan of. So okay, so we got Brock's Pummeler, Murder. What is this? Destroy target creature. It's a 3 cost. Honestly, great card. Love that. Scary Initiate, Eye Silence, Jackhammer, High Rise Sawjack. I love High Rise Sawjack. I have it in one of my elf decks on Arena, just because Reach is such a good ability. It's not as good as Flying is, but it's still a nice thing to have for defending. Rooftop Nuisance, Sky Crier, another one. So there's 2 different versions. Okay, cool. Um, Paragon of Modernity, Glamorous Outlaw. Ooh, look at that. That's a fucking beaut of a card, Glamorous Outlaw. It's red, blue, and black. Oh, and she. Okay, when it enters battlefield, deals 2 damage to each opponent, and I scry 2. For 2, I can exile it from my hand. Target land gains. It can produce multiple colors, and I can cast it from exiled. It's interesting. I don't know if I'd really want to use it. And then Cormella Glamour Thief. That's our next one. No real fancy artwork or anything, but it's a legendary creature, vampire rogue. The knockout blow, fairy vandal, wiretapping, planes, nothing fancy there. And what is our token? A citizen. Hey, this is the green white citizen token that other card was mentioning earlier. So, or no, it wasn't citizen. It was fuck. What was it? It was like just some like random person or whatever. I think that's all it was. Like that was like really weird. Okay. So I'm gonna add these cards into the collection. Lanes, uh, boom, planes, and then SNC, Streets of New Capenna. Yep, that's the artwork. Boom. Ugh. Okay, cool. And then wiretapping. Streets of New Capenna. Yep, boom. Is there's some things. Also, I find the way they spell fairy. I mean it's the Irish way, which is fine, but it always throws me. Fairy vandal. Boom. Boom. Um, but yeah, so knockout blow would be our next card that we're doing. Knockout blow. Boom. Boom. It's a 37-cent card. Hold up. What does this do? It's a 2 colorless, 1 white instant. It costs 2 less to cast if it targets a red creature. So that's really good against red decks. Knockout blow deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. You gain 2 life. Huh. Not bad. Actually, a good instant for running a white deck. I would totally run that. Because a lot of people run red. I mean, there's 5 colors to choose from. Chances are, with most people, they're going to be running dual color decks, um, or maybe even more. Just depends. So, Cormella, not corn, Cormella Glamour Thief. Um, so it's a 3-cent card, and that's because it looks like that. So glamorous outlaw. I need the other artwork. 2 cents. Yippee. Paragon Modernity. There we go. You know, some stuff it's like you really uh, some stuff you get that's like really like rah 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 rah. Other times it's not so much. It just depends on what cards you get and how you like to play and what you're looking for in cards. Some people are collectors and they really look just for high value cards, in which case they're not buying draft boosters, they're buying collector boosters. They're literally designed for that. And then you have people like me that really like playing and don't really care as much about card value. I still like looking at it time to time just to be like, oh, could I sell something, get more packs, get more cards to play with? That's my main thinking of it. I'm not really thinking of like, oh, can I retire off of a couple cards? My thinking is like, oh, can I buy more packs with this card? That's my thing. Because if you can, that's awesome. Because more packs, more cards, more stuff to play with, more options in deck building. Especially if you're buying packs from sets that you haven't done before. So you're getting far more options, which is nice. Um, which is, yeah, it's always something it's always something that's really, really good, really, really fun. I'm gonna pick, um, uh, but yeah, there's just some things. There we go, boom. Um, yeah, there we go. Um, oh no, I didn't want to click on that. Fuck, there we go. Cool. Because that's really risky to click on that page when I don't want to click on that page. Okay, jackhammer, jackhammer, boom. Reach new competitive. Clashing. Okay, buy your silence. Boom, boom, boom. Obscure initiant. Sailing like a herring upon a Viking ship. Okay, murder. This reaches murder. Up the streets of New Capenna one. Maybe storm some beaches. Streets of New Capenna, boom. Rocks pummeler. Not rod, rocks. Story. Pummeler. Boom. Citizen token. Citizen. Boom. Even the one I want. Help with spelling. And I would dot the I's. Wit and perfect timing. Alright, cool. So we've added 3 packs. And then we're going to add 3 more packs to this because we're only about 30 minutes in. So we all learn. Alright, so we have 3 more packs from the booster box. And we're going to keep this shit going. Boom, boom. Alright, cool. So another pack to rip into. There we go. Come on. Yeah. Skip it up. There we go. Cool. Alright, cool. Celestial Regulator. Skycrier again. Cabaret Initiative. Rooftop Nuisance. Okay. Now we're getting to the part where we're getting a lot of dupes. I mean, which just happens. It's by very nature of opening a booster box is that you're going to get a lot of duplicates. Racer's Ring. Security Bypass. Paragon of Modernity. Broker's Hideouts. Shattered Seraph. Cutthroat Contender. Riveteer's Requisitioner? I don't know. Elegant Entourage, Swooping Protector, Rabble Rousing, another Planes, and Treasure Token. It is bright, beautiful world. So it's good to actually get. I like getting a bunch of different tokens from a bunch of different sets because then it's not boring. I can like boom, 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 like different treasure, different treasure, different treasure, different treasure, and really make things like fun for myself. Um, I like to have just a wide variety. I like all my lands to look different. I like um all my artworks to look different, everything like that. I really want a wide variety of a wide variety of cards to pick from because I find it kind of boring when you're playing a game and all your planes, all your lands look the same and all of them are like non art, or like all of them are like the standard looking cards. So like, what do you mean is all of them look like that? Like they have the big block that just show their land. They're not full arts or anything like that. It's like, oh, that's boring. No, and granted, it's based off what you pull, what you own. I understand it, but for me, it's just like full arts are going in my decks. I do not care that they're worth more money. I do not care that I'm playing with a $3 land when I could be playing with a 1 cent land and it literally does the same shit. I want my deck to look cool. If shit isn't cool looking, then fuck you. Cool. Now, if you've never seen Shrek the Musical, I know that seems like a really wild tangent, but that's what we're listening to right now. If you've never seen Shrek the Musical, highly recommend it. Yeah, things are gonna sound the same as the movie right away. It's not gonna have any of the pop songs with the exception of I'm a Believer. Um, but it is fun. Um, Brian, yeah, it's Brian DeRC James, I think is his name. Great performance as Shrek. I'm not a big fan of the casting for Donkey, but you warm up to him. Um, but anybody that says like, oh, it kind of goes against the spirit of Shrek, and I'm like, not really. It really doesn't. At least for me, it doesn't go against the spirit of Shrek because it still carries a lot of qualities to it, and because they make fun of other Broadway productions in the show. There's a Wicked reference, there's a Lion King reference in the actual live show, not in the recording. There's another reference made during Freak Flag. That's pretty funny. Um, but yeah, it's just there's a bunch of references. Uh, where the fuck is Streets of New Capenna? Oh, Streets of New Capenna, and I'm looking for this one. Boom, boom. And then eventually I'm gonna have to. Oh, that's a big fart. Okay. Oh, there's another one. Damn. I'm going to have to. Tala just creates a new Capenna. Oh, which one version is this? This is 24. Okay, cool. Ooh, 81 cents. What does this do? It's 81 cents. People must like it for a reason. It's an enchantment. Hideaway 5. When the enchantment enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library, exile one face down, and then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. Okay. Whenever you attack with one or more creatures, create that many 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. Then, if you control 10 or more creatures, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Oh, this is 100% going in a deck. Yeah, it's a 5 cost enchantment, but whenever you attack with one or more creature, that's even if I'm letting them die, just constantly creating potential blockers and things to just kind of stave off death, I love. Granted, I will have to get a bunch of citizen tokens, which does kind of suck. Also, I don't know if this requires me to run green white or if I can run pure white because it lists green in there and the token is green, but it doesn't have the symbol. But I think I still have to run a green commander if I want it, like a green white commander if I want to run this. So that kind of sucks, um, but I run a lot of combo stuff just because it gives me more card options. Um, but yeah, elegant entourage. If I could only spell elegant entourage. There we go. Um, that card reminds me, I need to keep reading my book. It's not my book, but I have a book that I'm reading. I read the Dresden Files series, if you're unfamiliar with it. It's basically a wizard in Chicago solving magic crimes. And it's very fun. Um, a bit horny. It is a, a bit way too horny at times. Um, but it is a fun read. They're very simple, quick books where you're talking less than 400 pages. So but I haven't been reading it. I'm on Summer Night, which is like the fourth book in the series, I believe. So uh so it is kind of bugging me that I haven't been keeping up with it. But I just haven't been reading as much as I'd like to. And I know it's just like, oh, you should read, one of the classics or something. I'm like, fuck you. I'm gonna read what I want to read. Cutthroat Contender. Daddy was Gramby. Cutthroat Contender is not showing up. Cutthroat Contender, there it is. Boom. So, Mama didn't mind. Shattered Seraph? If I could spell shattered and not behattered. Shattered. Neither knee I mean. Yep, Shattered Seraph. Boom. Angel Rogue. Seems kind of confusing. Broker's Hideout. Whoops. Broker's Hideout. Boom. Ooh, 37-cent card. What does it do? Okay, it's a land. Oh, wait, it's a fucking colorless land. And it's a battlefield. Sacrifice it when you do. Search your library for a forest, plains, or island card. Put it on the battlefield tab. Then shuffle. You gain 1 life. Okay. Yeah. It. There's a lot of cards like these. That are like this, which are good, and they basically play the role of like I think Thornwood Falls does a similar thing, but Thornwood Falls is like a dual color. Like yeah, it enters the battlefield tapped and you gain a life, but it also is like a full thing. And like since you're shuffling, that could be good also if you just want to shuffle. Like say you scried or something, or you surveilled, and you're like, you know, I I want more mana to work with, and then B, I wasn't liking what I was seeing. And with surveilling, you don't always want to put some stuff in the graveyard because they're cards that you really, really like, but you might not necessarily want to draw them next turn because you can't really use them. So it might be good in those instances to shuffle to potentially get cards that you A can use right now, or B have better setup potential. Like one of my favorite cards, for instance, is Cut Your Losses. And it's a really fun card. I like it. It makes an opponent mill half their library, which is really, really cool. But the problem with it is I can't play it early turn. I can't play it early game because it has its mana cost is like 7 or 8. So because of that, I don't want to get it hand one because I can't use it for, 3 or 4 turns. So I'd much, rather have that in my deck and shuffle and hope that I get it than guarantee that I have it, but not be able to use it anytime soon or not be able to set up my mana pool to use it. So it's like it's not a catch 22, but it's like a weird uh gray territory where it's just like I don't want to have this, but I really want to have it. Which is it's a weird hi ho. It's a weird like not gray area, but frustration is to say the least. Racer's Ring. I want this artwork. It's a 6-cent card. Boom. Another rooftop. I'm not a puppet. I'm a real boy. Rooftop nuisance. Yeah, cool. Cabaret initiate again. Boom, boom. Sky Crier again. Like honestly, I have 4 Sky Criers now. What am I gonna do with 4 of these things? Flying Lifelink. Okay, that's actually kind of pimp. They're only a 1/1 and they're 2 cost. So, and then for 4 mana, you and target opponent each draw a card. Oh fuck! Damn it! If its color identity was different, I would totally throw this in my red blue deck that I have because that whole deck is built around opponents drawing cards. Um, but it's only drawing cards on their turn. So if I played this, it would only hurt me. It wouldn't hurt uh it would only hurt me. It wouldn't hurt others. Unless this card was exiled from my deck and they decided to play it, although I doubt they would because they don't want to draw cards because that means they would have to exile and then other people can play them. It's yeah. Celestial Regulator. A Celestial Regulator. Cool. Toppled off the wall. Streets in New Capenna. So we're gonna keep going. That's the story of my life. Oh god. Luckily, it stayed in the pack. Just that didn't pull off. Yeah, there we go. Eh. Boom, boom. Okay, I kind of already saw what it was, and I have a different version of the card, so really not the best. Yeah, we'll see. All right, keep it moving. So we have Glamorous Outlaw, Broker's Hideout, Cutthroat Contender, Shattered Seraph, Racer. Oh, this is the other version of Racer's Ring. Ooh, Mayhem Patrol, Jetmir's Fixer, For the Family, Daring Escape, Scuttling Butler, Psychic Pickpocket, Maestro's Charm. Ooh, this is a weird one. Choose one. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put one of those cards in your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Each opponent loses. Oh, choose one of these. Each opponent loses 3 life. You gain 3 life. And last one, Maestro Charm deals 5 damage to target creature or Planeswalker. That's a fun card. I actually like that. What sucks is it requires 3 different colors to play. Um, so A, you have to have a commander like this fucker to use it, and B, you have to hope that you draw each of your color types. Okay, Lord Xander the Collector. He's a 7 cost, 4 colorless, and then blue, black, red. Uh, Enters battlefield, target opponent discards half their cards in their hand, rounded down. Jesus. Whenever he attacks, defending player mills half their library, rounded down. When he dies, target opponent sacrifices half the non-land permanents they control, rounded down. I see why he's a 7 cost, and I love him. I would I would totally run this dude as a commander if I had enough lands to use him right now. Unfortunately, I don't. That's what's really, really frustrating. Um, oh, this Mayhem Patrol is shiny. Wait, I got 2 of them. Okay. And then we got a Swamp, and then a Rhino Warrior token. 4/4 token. Jesus, who the fuck creates this? Like, who the fuck has an ability that creates a 4/4 token? That's just bullshit right there. Rhino Warrior. Alien Rhino. Oh, that's from Doctor Who. That's like. It was just like I do want to get some of the Doctor Who cards. I can't get a booster box when I need the Doctor Who stuff, but I do want to buy some of the Commander decks just because they're still at an okay price because they're not that old, and also like I like playing with the gimmick. I like the Universes Beyond stuff. I really do. I know some people aren't the biggest fan of it just because they feel it's kind of degrading the game and like the world and lore of Magic is already so deep. You don't need to add in this other bullshit. And to them, I counter, I can play as fucking Ezio. What? Dude, I love Assassin's Creed. It's my favorite game series, despite I only have beaten one of them. I've only beaten Black Flag. I've played Brotherhood for countless hours, Odyssey and Valhalla. I played them for countless hours. Um, but dude, I love Assassin's Creed so fucking much, and I don't beat them, and that's because I don't want to leave the world. I don't want the story to end. Like that's like one of my biggest problems with games is that I um one I feel games don't warn you enough about nowadays about this is the last mission. Like this is the end of the story. Um, because I don't want to look up guides. I don't want to look up walkthroughs, playthroughs, anything like that. I want to just go into the game, play the story at my own pace, comfortably, do the side quests, get the cool equipment, drip myself the fuck out, and then be the best me I can possibly be for that final fight to really feel like I utilized and got everything I possibly could. And it's also another reason why I like playing games way after the release, after all the DLC's been out. Because the DLC stuff is usually supplementary. Well, for a lot of games, it's usually supplementary. So, or not supplementary, complementary. That's right. It usually complements the game. It's not part of the main story. Or anything like that. It's side content where you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Sometimes it is a continuation of the story, which is just like I find that cool and that makes sense for DLC. When it's just more side stuff, I feel it's kind of a waste of DLC. Um, but when I'm playing Valhalla and I can go to Ireland, for instance, and get some really cool shit, it's fun. Now, one of the downsides is if it is a game that had DLC and then they haven't worked on it in a while or anything, you can have some issues, bugs, things like that. Perfect example is in AC Valhalla there's a boss fight uh between like this weird fucking eternal monster or whatever. It's like it has a big ass fucking sword and like horns. It looks like fucking that it looks like Surtur kind of. Um and so like you fucking you see this dude and you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to fight him." And so you're fighting, you're playing him, you're taking out his weak spots, everything like that. But there was a glitch in the game for the longest time where literally the fight would not end. Like straight up, you would kill him and then the game would not recognize that you killed him. It would not recognize that he's dead. It would not continue. You would literally be hard locked in the fucking battle arena, and you just be running around doing nothing. You're hitting him constantly. He's already fucking dead, and it's not going to the cutscene where you like kill him and take his spear. And that was a bug, and I don't know if it still even is part of the games, but I remember playing and like this is fucking bullshit. Like I'm trying, let me kill this dude. Let me kill this dude. And I played that boss fight probably 3 or 4 times um, and like just because maybe I have to reload, maybe there was a loading error or something like that. And it was really really fucking annoying, and it was just really pissing me off. So then I looked up a guide because I imagined that it was a bug, and also he was like T-posting a couple times. That they don't have um, access to those fucking games that they paid for. It's just it's absolutely um uh bullshit. It's stupid that Ubisoft's done that, and they shouldn't have done that. It's a disgrace. But yeah, I love those games. Hopefully, I don't know if they retracted that and are continuing to hold them, but I think they are keeping the fact that they're no longer going to be supporting those, which is absolute donkey doo doo. It really is a shame, um, and should not be the case whatsoever. Streets of New Japan. There's the uh, yeah. The fact that um Ubisoft even considered that as like an idea to be done to remove access to their older games when I bought it, it's mine, I own it. I should be able to download it. It's it's a disgrace. Um, this no, it's not the problem. This is the regular one. But yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, and I don't see anything going forward for Ubisoft that would be a good idea. It's not a good idea. It's an awful idea. It's something they should have never done. Um, oh, there we go. Second pickpockets. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's stupid. Absolutely stupid. Scuttling butler. Boom. Boom. Daring escape. Boom. But yeah, if there was a way for stuff like that to be maintained better, I would appreciate it. But unfortunately, that's not the case. I mean, it is totally the case. They can afford the extra server space. They can afford to maintain it. It's not that hard. I mean, when you have Jetmir's fixer, there we go. When you have you know these websites that are packed to the gills with pirated games and stuff, it's literally the same game, back to front, like no fucking issue. It's the same game, right? Without a doubt. And yet, and lo, despite it being the same game and this website that literally gets no money for the game, like literally these are free pirated games. The only money they get is from donations and from ads. And you're telling me that they can maintain that server for countless games, even big AAA titles that are getting pirated. And I'm not going to say what websites for their own safety. And I'm not saying that I pirate. I'm just saying that those websites exist. But you're telling me they can do it. But you, the maker of the game, right? You can't. People paid for the game. You have an obligation to make sure they have access to it. And you can 100% afford to maintain server support. If these free pirate websites can afford to maintain it, you can afford to maintain it. All right? There's no excuse. Um, yeah. And it's not like you have to worry about paying rights or royalties or anything like that. Like, with Netflix or Hulu or anything like that, I understand them losing content. Them losing content isn't a storage issue, it's a distribution rights issue. And that's fine. I get it. Those things cost money and stuff, and streaming services are inherently a failing platform because, I mean, literally, there's always the old adage of, oh, spend money to make money. But at a certain point where spending money doesn't make you jack shit. You actually just are spending money. And with Netflix, with Disney Plus, their own week. Do a week for themselves. Is that Jesus? This is a really all over the place fucking mix.
This is the awesome recording studio where we're gonna
But
record
it's
our album? It's a studio. It says it on the door. Official studio. This is one of those lame
it's
things.
I'm
Okay,
trying
you
to
wanna bail? Go
see.
ahead. You wanna walk away from your dreams? I spend my life
It's just like it's a mix of things, but yeah, if you can, I would highly recommend trying to do a U week if you can. But we're gonna get back into Magic. I've been going for over an hour, and I do have to leave for work in about 2-ish hours, like 2.5 hours. So yeah, we'll see. Racer's Ring. I already have this card, but I have a different version of it. Wanna be a producer. Does this have any other things? Oh, I can sacrifice it to draw a card. That's nice. I mean, it's an interesting land. I don't know if I'd run it, just because getting rid of mana just to draw a card is kind of crazy to me. Yeah. But everybody plays differently and wants different things out of cards. For me, I really don't like losing life or, risking anything for the potential of, like, gaining more cards, gaining more power, anything like that. For me, I'm very much... I'm very much in line of, Cutthroat Contender. Very much in line of, like, I want to be as safe of a player as I can. Because the more cards I have, the more mana I have, the more health I have, the safer I am. But that play style also is kind of limiting, kind of hinders you in some aspects. Because sometimes you need to be that little bit more aggressive, that little bit more carefree with your cards. That way you can truly, like, what's the word? Push the opponent, really force their hand and make them do stuff that you need them to do. Um, yeah. So this pack's kind of stiff. There we go. What the fuck? Oh, shield counters. Weird. No wonder this pack felt so stiff. Well, they're 1/1 counters and they're shield counters that you punch out. I feel most people just use dice. I mean, the shield counters are kind of a nice thing. I wish they were a little bit heavier, like those disc-style marbles would be a bit better, but hey, this works. Alright, cool. Let's see what we got. Wait. Midnight Assassin. Masked Bandits. Oh, but it's a different artwork. Spars Adjudicators. What the hell? Skybridge Towers. Body Dropper. That is a hell of a fucking name. Body Dropper. Broker's Initiate. Maestro's Theater. Halo's Scarab. An artifact creature. I do want to build an insect deck. Like, I want to build a deck that's all around bugs. Like a green-white bug deck. Inspiring Overseer, Riveteer's Overlook, Tavern Swindler, Cleanup Crew, Corpse Appraiser. What the fuck? Corpse Appraiser. Creepy shit. Arcane Bombardment. Ooh, I love Arcane Bombardment, right? Whenever you cast your first instant or sorcery spell each turn, exile an instant or sorcery card at random from your graveyard, then copy each card exiled with Arcane Bombardment. You may cast any number of copies without paying their mana cost. Cool. And then a mountain. So that's kind of interesting. Ugh. Alright, so now we're going to add these in. I honestly forget what I was talking about before I started to go back into this. It was, what the fuck was it? Fuck me, man. Oh, there we go. Streets of New Capenna. Boom. It was, fuck, I'm losing my goddamn mind. What was it? Scooby Risky Scotty. I don't know. I know before I was talking about Ubisoft being a bitch, but it was something else. Oh, this is a $4.50 card Arcane Bombardment. I did not know that, but let's go. Orbs Razor. Cleanup Crew. Boom. Winchell's Column. Producer. Tavern Swindler. Boom. Boom. But yeah, it's just that's gonna bug me now that I can't remember what I was saying. Like it was something. Oh, it was like counters with marbles and stuff. But no, it was something even before that. And I can't remember the thought process and the thought path. Oh, it was the whole like taking a week for yourself thing. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I really have any other stuff to say about it though. Just try to do it if you can. If you can't, it's just one of those things that, kind of happens, but inspiring overseer. Oh, there it is, inspiring overseer. Streets of New Capenna.
Where do you think you're going?
Add.
You've already had your toilet break.
Okay. Halo Scarab. Oh, that's right. I want to make a green-white insect deck. Because I have a fair bit of insect cards. I have an insect token. And I really just want to see what I can do with that. Because I feel insects don't get enough love in this game. Maestro's the 41-cent card. It's a land. And battlefield, sacrifice it, search for an island, swamp, or mountain. Put it in the battlefield, tap, gain a life. Okay, yeah. Pretty standard, like one of those search for a land cards. They're not bad to have, but you could replace it with a regular land, and the only difference is, like, you're not gaining one life. But granted, gaining a life is actually pretty clutch. Because, like, obviously, the more life you have, the more you can do. And that's always a good body dropper. I'm a panty dropper, you know what I'm saying? No. No, I have no one. Skybridge Towers. This one looks kind of interesting. Skybridge Towers. The other artwork of it. It's only 3 cents, so I guess people don't really care about it that much. Enters battlefield tapped, and I can sacrifice a draw card. Okay. I guess people don't really care. Spares Adjudicators, though. It is only 2 cents. It's a dope looking card with cats, but yeah, not really that crazy. Mass Bandits. Mass Bandits, I love these little shits. Yeah. Back to Midnight Assassin. There we go, Midnight Assassin. Oh. Eventually I will have to go, because this is getting to be a pretty thick stack, to say the least. I will have to go through it at a later time, probably later tonight when I get home from work. Not on stream though. And then just put them into the requisite boxes of, instant sorceries, enchantments, sagas, artifacts, creatures, all the different types of creatures, what have you. Now I know technically all the cards in Magic, with the exception of lands, are spells, but I personally, when I say spell, I'm referring to a non-creature spell. That's always, when I say spell, I mean non-creature spell all the time. For me, creatures are creatures, everything else is spells. Instant sorceries, enchantments, sagas, to me, they're all spells. Battles are like their own thing. I don't really consider battles to be spells. Battles are just battles. But I know it sounds weird, sounds strange, but that's how I categorize it. That's what works for me and what makes sense for me. I know for everybody it's not the case. Um, but over time, I'm trying to figure out how I want to organize these boxes because I do want to get more of the card barrier boxes. And I don't know if I want to organize it by color, organize it where, oh, this is my box of instants, this is my box of sorceries, this is my box of things. I think I'll just do it by colors. And then once I get more cards, then once they're at the like 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 fucking cards thing, then organizing them by color doesn't make sense anymore because now there's more cards than that can fit of that given color. So now I organize it by card type again. And like this is only creature, not like legendary creature, artifact, no, just creature box. And this is a legendary creature box. This is an artifact creature box. This is an enchantment creature box. The tough thing would be like legendary enchantment creatures. I think those would be the toughest things to add because like you rarely ever get those. But yeah. So we've gone through 6 packs only, and it's taken us almost an hour and a half. So I think we'll go through only 3 more packs and we'll call it. Even though I have far more energy than the last time I did this, and that's because I'm not chock full of Chinese food. Oh yeah, we got 3 more of these bitches. What did he boom? Open, bitch. Come on. Rip. There we go. Ooh, what's this card? God damn it. The Cabaretti, right? Cabaretti. It's like Beastkin sort of situation. Fair is fair. Speakeasy server, plasma jockey, attendant socialite. Fake your own death. That's an interesting. Bruiser, Rapping's Guidance, Jewel Thief, Snooping Newsy, Throne Cat, Body Dropper. Ooh, Raisin Upstart. Look at that. Public Enemy, Cabaret Charm, Topiary Stomper, the Plant Dinosaur. Fucking weird. Ooh, Full Art Swamp. Let's go. And then a treasure token. I think I'm just gonna rip the next 2 packs and then go through sorting these rather than sorting them right now, and because I feel that just makes more sense. So we're gonna rip into another pack. My lighting designer, Shirley Markowitz. Another rip. Now the next booster box, I don't know if I'll get a booster box anytime soon. Another one. I think I might get some of the Doctor Who stuff that I mentioned. If I do get another booster box, it will probably be the Dominaria remastered stuff because they're older, they're the reprinted older cards, um, which is nice. And I might steer away from draft boosters, even though in my opinion they're a better deal, to get some set boosters. That way I can potentially get some older cards, because I like getting older cards. I think they're really cool. Also another thing with the set boosters is like I get cards that have typically better effects and effects that I like more from the set boosters I've found than I do from draft. So Hold for Ransom. Ew, Antagonize. I love Antagonize. Just literally booster stats. Prize Fight. Prize Fight's interesting. Green has a lot of these. I prefer Rabid Bite over this. There's Rabid Bite, and then there's another card very similar to it. Um, But this is target creature fights target creature you control fights a creature you don't control. Um, and then also create a treasure token. Uh, but Demons do. Expendable Lackey, Racer's Ring again, Security Bypass again. Ooh, we got the other art of Shattered Seraph. That's pretty pimp. Broker's Hideout, Ligrel the Magpie again, Unlucky Witness. Ooh, Exotic Pet. Fish. Rumour's Ascendiary. Ooh, Full Art Planes, let's go. And then another green-white citizen film. Cool. Yeah. Okay, then we're gonna rip another pack. And then the Obscura. Yeah, like Nuke Pen has like 5 or so like factions and whatever. Yeah, so yeah, 5. There's the Obscura, the Maestros, the Riveteers, the Cabaretti, and the Brokers. Out of the ones that I want to play, the Maestros I'd want to play. I don't know if I'd want to play Riveteers, but Maestros I'd play, Cabaretti I'd play, and probably Brokers. I wouldn't be opposed to Obscura, but all right, cool. And back. Next Rocks Pummeter. Murder. I love Murder. It is a really good card. Scare Initiative, Art of Silence, Jackhammer. Now, ooh, Celestial Regulator. Botanical Plaza, Rooftop Nuisance, Security Bypass, yeah. Ooh, Bouncer's Beatdown. Look at that. That's a fun green card. Fallen Professional, Rumor Gatherer. Oh, wait, what? Ooh, Planeswalker. I don't think I own any Planeswalkers, so this is actually pretty hype. Elspeth Resplendent. Elspeth Resplendent. She's an Elspeth. I don't know what the fuck that means, but neat. And then we got a foil Psychic Pickpocket. Ooh, another full art land. And then a treasure token. So cool. So now we're going to add these all into the collection while I just randomly say shit. Treasure token. Treasure. Oh yeah, have you ever noticed when you're watching Scooby-Doo that Fred says treasure really weird? He says treasure. Um, which is fucking weird. Um, God, what's his name again? Why am I forgetting his name? It's not Frank Oz. That's Yoda. Um, fuck. Frank Welker. Welker. Uh, the voice of Fred and Scooby-Doo. Uh, come on, there we go. It's the full art sheets, new Capenna 280. Boom. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Psychic. Pickpocket. Foil. Boom. Elspeth, which I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know what type of species that is. Elspeth, Resplendent. Guys. Hey, it's a $3 card. It is Planeswalker. What does it do exactly? That's what I'm really curious about. So I haven't ever played with a Planeswalker before. I mean, I've seen them get played on me in Arena, but because they're just so hard to get, in my opinion. So choose up to one target creature, put a 1/1 counter on it, Vigilance of Flying, okay? Of the top 7 cards of your library, you may... Yeah, I don't know what... I'm gonna have to look up how to use Planeswalkers because they confuse the shit out of me. So I'm going to look at that. Rumor Gatherer. Enchanted. You see? There we go. Another call on a professional. Very fun card. Bouncers. Beat down. And what does this card do? I like the art, but what does it do? 2 less to cast if it targets a black permanent. Okay. Bounce with beatdown deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. If that creature or planeswalker would die this turn, exile it instead. Security bypass. Boom. Rooftop. Stop nuisance again. gonna have so many fucking rooftop nuisances. It's gonna be a nuisance to me because, like, goddamn. Pink Plaza, Streets of Independence. Boom. There we go. Celestial. Celestial Regulator. Oh. Yeah, let me spell it correctly, damn it. Celestial Regulator. There we go. There we go. Jackhammer. There we go. Fire Silence. There we go. Boom. Obscure Initiation. There we go. Obscure Initiation. Boom. Murder. From the S. Capena. Murder. 88. Right there. There we go. Rocks Pummeler. Boom. There we go. Another citizen token. Just fuck me, I guess. Planes. Okay, and then S and Streets of New Capenna. Boom. Boom. Ooh, it's a 21-cent land. There we go. Riveteers. Boom, boom, boom. Riveteers Ascendiary. Or Ascendancy, sorry. Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice that. So, it's like kind of based off that old photo or like thing where construction workers would like sit on like the I-beams and stuff. Cool. It's really cool. Crazy that they did that back in the day with like no fucking safety equipment. I mean, a lot of people died on those construction sites just because, like as much as we fucking hate on OSHA, fuck OSHA. Some of the shit they did was right, but they just make OSHA is well intentioned, but at the same time, at the same time, they're just not as they're too. What's the word I'm looking for? They're just not efficient. They're just like they go overboard on some things, and I get it. You're trying to avoid lawsuits and stuff. Shattered Seraph. Boom. Shattered Seraph. The other artwork. Boom. This other artwork isn't worth anything else. It's the same as the regular ones, which is fucking stupid. I imagine they're equally as rare. I mean, considering I've gotten 3 Shattered Seraphs, and 1/3 of it has already been, the different art. There we go. Expendable. Lackey. Where's one I got of those? Okay, Demons Do. It is kind of crazy how, like, despite the thousands and thousands and thousands of different Magic cards, they're still able to come up with, like, new titles and shit. Which is insane to me. Just because of, like, certain keywords and things they use, and you'd think, like, you'd think, obviously, like, surely you run out of stuff. And they do, obviously, like, reprint cards and things, but they're card reprints. They didn't run out of titles. They just, like, hey, this is a good card. We want some new artwork for it. Let's release it in this new set because people like it. But sometimes it's just like, how the fuck do you come up with the new card names time and time again when you've already made so fucking many? Like, I would go insane trying to figure out, like, granted, they have whole teams, but, like, still, like, I would go cuckoo trying to figure out, you know, different names day in, day out. Um, it's just like it's feasible, it's doable, but for me, I don't know how they do it. Womp. And then it's the one with the mantle looking thing. Is that yeah, I don't know what that is. It's like an archway of some kind. Topiary Stomper. There's a Topiary Panther as well. Leads into Capenna 160. Oh, it's a $2 card. Okay, well, it's a 1 colorless, 2 green, has vigilance. It's a 4/4. Okay, I can see why it's so good. Enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land, put in the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Can't attack or block unless you control 7 or more lands. Okay. So, kind of ass. Um, but especially because you have to wait 7 turns to do that. Well, not necessarily. You don't necessarily have to wait 7 turns because on his turn, he gives you, because you play a mana on his turn, and then you'd also play him, which would then cause you to put another mana on in the field. So, I mean, yeah, you could get it done in a couple of turns to get 7 mana on the field, but still, well, 7 land, not mana, 7 land. Because you can get 7 mana like turn 2 tops. Heck, hey, turn 1 you can get infinite mana, depending on how you draw and what you have in your deck, which is horseshit if you do. I will immediately say Cod Swallop that you drew a perfect hand to generate infinite mana turn 1. Like, ain't no fucking way that you just drew that. Like, the likelihood of that is so fucking low. It's just not. It is not realistic at all. Brazen Upstart. Boop, boop. Yeah, it's stupid. Body drop. Boom, boom. Then Chrome Cat. Boop, boop, boop. What does Chrome Cat do? It's a 3-cost colorless artifact creature. Enters the battlefield, scry 1. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, scrying is like one of the best keywords in my opinion. Or just like things to do in the game. If you can scry, that to me is great because it's either A, cool, I immediately know what I'm getting next, or B, oh, I don't like that, put it in the bottom of my deck. Like, that to me is pimp. It's like, why wouldn't I want that? Like, to either know what I'm getting next turn, or be like, oh, fuck that, next. Because if I'm already like loaded up on mana, I don't need to draw another land. I'm just gonna pump that to the bottom. Or if it's a card that's not really like applicable, like this thing cost me like 10 mana to cast. It's turn 2. I don't have that right now. I'm just gonna drop it to the bottom, and then I can use another card later to shuffle. Like, it's not really. So Jewel Thief, boom. Yeah, so it's just not a feasible thing. Sometimes to, you know, use the cards that you can see with scrying. But yeah, I really like scry. Surveil is just a worse version of scry in my opinion. But if you are playing a black deck that really utilizes the graveyard a lot, Surveil can be a really great ability. It just depends obviously on the cards that you have and what you have surveilled. Um, but yeah, fake your own death. Oh yeah, like fake your own death, for instance. Till the end of turn, target creature gets +2 and gains. When this creature dies, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control. Okay, never mind. I was mistaken with that card. Never mind. I thought it did something else. Um, Tended Socialite. Okay, I think I only have, looks like 2 more cards after this. Plasma Jockey, another one of those bitches. But yeah, we're in the a lot of duplicates stage, which just happens. I mean, it's inherent with you know, booster boxes and stuff like that, you're gonna get dupes. Anytime you're opening packs, you're gonna get dupes. But yeah, we've been going for about an hour and a half. I don't really think, like obviously I can open more packs. I have a fuck ton of packs left. But I think what I'm gonna do, just for like my daily life and to kind of have fun with Magic even more, is that obviously on stream I'll open like 12 or so packs, but then I'm just gonna have literally like a basket or a bucket in my room filled with the leftover packs from booster box opening streams, and then every day literally walk into my room, grab a pack, rip it, see what I get, catalog it, and then put it in my storage box. That way every day, hey, I could get surprised with a new fun card, and I can really have a fun time with it. Also, if I have like guests over or whatever, it's just like, hey, before you go, take a pack. You know, I think that'd be just really a fun thing to do, especially because with the cost of booster boxes, and everything, and like how many boosters you're getting compared to if you were to buy individual boosters, booster boxes are a really good deal. I mean, cost per card, you're talking, you know, closer to 20 cents than 30 cents. So, yeah, that is just something to keep in mind. But, yeah. But yeah, we're going for almost an hour 40, so, and I have to eat still, and I have to get ready for work. It's about 2:15 right now. I gotta go to work around 4:30, so, I think we're gonna call it here. I know it's more ideal to make streams longer and stuff, but, yeah, I think this is, just gonna be it. Obviously, if you're watching the VOD, thank you. If you're watching this on YouTube, well, if you're watching this on Twitch, you're watching the VOD, you know, follow, sub, whatever. If you're watching this on YouTube, obviously subscribe would be a good thing as well. Outside of that, y'all have a good day.